This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
Police, prosecutors, judges, and lawyers are scrambling to prepare for the end of cash bail in Illinois. The massive overhaul to the state's criminal justice system faces a Monday deadline. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson. Mike and Ann have the night off. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, went to St. Clair County to see how law enforcement officials and the public defender's office is working to handle this enormous workload.
Kelly, Illinois Democrats who passed the Safety Act said they set out to take money out of the criminal court system and remove the wealth factor that so often allowed some rich folks to buy their liberty and deprived poor folks of theirs. But in St. Clair County, home to some of the most severe poverty anywhere in Illinois, taking money bond out of the system amounts to a major disruption.
Behind these jail cell doors, hundreds of detainees anxiously await their fate.
We've seen our population as high as, 550 or so.
Sergeant James Hendricks acknowledges the county jail is overcrowded with people waiting for their day in court.
What's our population max supposed to be? Is it 418 still? So right now we have 474. Out of that 474, there's 398 that are on felony charges.
Come Monday morning, many of them could get out.
Oh my God, it'd be awesome. It would be great. It'd be wonderful.
Just outside the judge's chambers, loved ones holding letters from a lawyer anticipate a potential reunion. Lauren Rebold described how she's felt since police arrested her fiance 2 months ago.
Lonely, alone, nerve-wracking, just no answers.
He couldn't afford to post a $3,000 bond payment or hire his own lawyer, so his case file landed in the public defender's office.
And this is a massive change in the system. It's profound.
That's where Kathy McElroy and her team of 5 full-time lawyers are preparing now for the end of money bond.
I have approximately 360 plus people that are in pretrial detention right now.
She notified her clients a judge can keep them behind bars without bond if they killed or hurt someone, used a gun in the commission of a crime, or threatened a public official.
We have a lot of violent offenses, a lot.
Prosecutors can ask judges to keep those defendants locked up until trial. But the new law will no longer allow courts to detain defendants accused of nonviolent felony charges like drug cases or retail theft. How many of them do you expect might be let out?
I think that we're probably looking at 50 to 100 people that are going to benefit and be released from custody while they're awaiting the outcome of their case.
That defendant whose fiance we spoke with, he faces domestic violence charges from a previous relationship and with several priors is unlikely to be released. Even those defendants who have posted bond and are now out, the state can file a motion to revoke that bond on Monday and try to put them back in jail. That's one reason the public defender believes we might actually see overcrowded jails get worse as fewer violent offenders are able to buy their way out.
I know you'll keep us posted, Mark. Cleanup underway at Jana Elementary. The North County school shut down almost a year ago after mixed reports showed different levels of contamination on site. Now the work to get the contaminated soil removed is being done. Justina Coronel joins us live from Jana Elementary. What is the latest on this, Justina?
Yeah, Kelly, so Jana sits right next to Coldwater Creek. Now, Coldwater Creek was contaminated by radioactive waste in the making of the atomic bomb. And all these years later, the work is still being done to clean things up. Contaminated soil is picked up and dropped into dump trucks. The constant up and down mirrors the last school year at Jana Elementary. The school shuttered over conflicting reports of radioactive waste. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, the agency in charge of cleaning up, admits there are low levels of radioactive contamination on the banks of Coldwater Creek on the edge of Jana's property boundary.
The majority of the contamination is several feet below ground surface. Roundabout number for the actual contaminated areas is around 24,000 square feet.
Phil Mosier, St. Louis District Program Manager, says it began work this summer.
You have your operators, your laborers, your field site superintendents out there, as well as the health physics personnel.
As of 2 weeks ago, 301 truckloads were removed, placed in trucks, and shipped off to an approved disposal facility in Idaho. And the work isn't done yet.
We do know the estimated extent of contamination, which is just under 6,800 cubic yards in that area along the creek bank. Cubic yards, so 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet. If you're looking at that, so just the size of the table that I'm sitting at right now, 3 feet up, 3 feet across, and 3 feet in depth.
All along the creek, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers will remediate.
In our eyes, it's pretty standard as far as the actual areas of remediation that we have been encountering on the North St. Louis County sites, specifically around the Coldwater Creek area where we will find the spotty areas of contamination. You're going to find about that much area to actually excavate.
Mosier says the site at Jana has also given them insight.
That really helps us and our technical crew really learn a lot about remediation in the creek, take those lessons learned and incorporate those into all the remediation that we're going to need to do on the Coldwater Creek in and of itself.
Now, we're told this specific project will wrap up this fall. As for other efforts, we're told a group of advocates from St. Louis are actually heading to Washington, D.C. next week to rally for radioactive waste victims. Reporting live, Jana Cornell, 5 on your side.
And tonight we are hearing from LGBTQ advocates after Washington University decided to end transgender care to minors. One healthcare provider in the state says they are still providing care. 5 on your side's Diamond Palmer joins us live outside the Transgender Center at St. Louis Children's Hospital to detail this.
Well, Kelly, Planned Parenthood says they're still providing gender-affirming care because they say they're in compliance with Missouri's new law. But as for WashU, they say that providing things like hormones and puberty blockers will put them at risk for lawsuits. Now, minors that were prescribed these hormones and puberty blockers before August 28th actually still qualify under the new law to continue treatments, but the university says that's exactly what could put them at risk for these legal challenges. Doctors at Planned Parenthood of St. Louis region tell me they're only seeing people who are 16 years old or older if they have established care with Planned Parenthood already. They also say they will plan to open their doors to people who are 16 years and older who've established care with other providers who may be losing access to care.
I'm heartbroken for Missourians who are in the process of figuring out this gender journey, who with their families have found a reliable provider and now have found that because the state is attacking them, their family, and their health care, they're faced with some real serious decisions.
Now, advocates we spoke to earlier at Promo, Missouri says the biggest thing that they are bracing for right now is that Missouri lawmakers will get rid of this sunset clause when session begins. Now, this current sunset clause says that this law right now will stand for the next 4 years, but they're worried it could all become permanent. And to that, they say they will continue this fight. Reporting live in the Central West End, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
After 5 decades of service, a Metro East nonprofit, Call for Help, is closing for good at the end of this month. As 5 on your side's Holden Kurwicki shows us, multiple organizations are scrambling to fill the gaps in an area already struggling for resources.
I was shocked.
As a former employee, Larita Rice Barnes still can't believe Call for Help is closing its doors.
The services that they have provided over the decades that they have existed has been very important for the residents of the Metro East area.
September 1st, Call for Help Interim Executive Director Mike Colligan posted this statement online, announcing that Call for Help would cease services by the end of the month, following the resolution of legal and financial obligations.
There's such a great need, so for us to lose a partner, who is championing the cause with us to end homelessness, to be able to provide a better life for the individuals of this community, to not have that. Now our workload is greater.
People are one paycheck away from being in trouble.
Organizations like Catholic Urban Programs are stepping up to help support those in need.
We welcome the clients that will come through Call for Help to come here and get their rental assistance and first month's rent and security deposits and utilities paid. But we need to figure out the 24 months of supportive services that those families were getting.
Since no one organization can do it alone, St. Vincent de Paul is reopening its shelter.
We can serve up to 100 people a night, It just means that we're busier, we have to do more. Resources are very stretched.
It's difficult, you know. East St. Louis by itself already suffers from under-resourced development and lack of strategic implementation of programs.
For more information about the resources available in the Metro East, just go to our website, KSDK.com, and click on the link to this story under the As Seen on TV tab. Reporting in East St. Louis, Holden Kerwicki, 5 on your side.